such changes to like make stuff modernized or like overly woke, we see. But when people do it now, they're like, oh my gosh, I am so Ayurvedic. I am so like connected with nature.
But it just rolled off and got me right in the nose.
Welcome to Live from M5. I'm Cole Broumas.
I'm Brady Kretzmer.
I'm Tristan Gurkin.
And today we're going to recap the Week 13 of the NFL. Before we start, we're going to tell you a little bit about ourselves. I'm Cole, as I said, but I've watched a lot of the NFL. I play football myself, so I feel like I have a lot of experience on the NFL and the sport of football. Also, too, what we're going to tell you about is our fantasy teams.
Yep.
And our rankings, of course. So my ranking, I'm number 1 currently. My top players are Deebo Samuel, currently after this week, Patrick Mahomes, Alvin Kamara, and Christian McCaffrey.
I'm currently second place right behind Cole, and my top players are C.J. Stroud, A.J. Brown, and Brandon Ayuk. Also, George Kittle's been playing well recently as well, so I have to throw him as well.
Yep, and I'm 6th place out of 8. My top players would be Justin Jefferson, Devon Achane, Anthony Richardson, but they have to be. Who do I even have on my team? I got Stephon Diggs, Devon Achane's finally back.
Yep.
Jameer Gibbs is good sometimes.
Gets played time.
I don't want to talk about this.
Don't want to talk about this. Don't want to talk about the. But yeah, we're mostly going to talk about Week 13, fantasy-wise, and maybe give you some advice if we could. So Week 13 was pretty eventful. I mean, we had Deebo Samuel. He had injuries. Came back a couple weeks ago. Even had a good first game, kind of an okay next game, but then this week he really stepped it up, and I think he had a rushing touchdown and 2 receiving touchdowns, right? Was that what
Pretty
it was?
sure,
Yeah.
but he had 4 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns.
Three
touchdowns.
touchdowns. And it was on my fantasy team, so that helped me out. But
55 points.
he had 55 points in our league. And just how he started off the year, he kind of started off the year iffy. Then he got injured, came back really strong, and I feel like he's just going to guide their offense for the rest of the year.
Yeah, ever since that Tampa Bay game, what was it, about 3 weeks ago, the Niners have been starting to use him more.
A lot more.
And
yeah.
like we're going back to 2021, like when that was their only player, that was their main guy. He was just
you can catch the ball, run with the ball. Did he throw it once?
I'm pretty sure
I feel like he threw it a couple times.
Played like almost every position.
We should have been expecting this. This man warmed up in black Air Force cleats. He was listening to Young Boy Out the Tunnel. The whole team came in all black.
Yeah, the 49ers walkout is so cool. They got the boombox. I'm not even a 49ers fan.
I wish I was a boombox guy.
I wish I was a boombox guy.
And let's not forget what Deebo Samuel said after that NFC Championship game, talking like all this stuff, and then was able to back it up.
Mm-hmm.
With their quarterback, with Brock Purdy getting
what Tristan's
hurt.
saying about is the Eagles and the 49ers game last year. There was an NFC Championship. Brock Purdy got hurt, and
John
the
came in.
the second string for the 49ers came in, and did he get hurt?
Yeah, he did.
He got hurt.
He had Christian McCaffrey throwing the ball for
Then
him.
someone else went in, and let's just say the 49ers offense could not do anything against Philadelphia, and they lost that game. So Deebo was saying that they would have won that game if they had Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy comes back. They play the Eagles, and then they absolutely just blow
showed
them
it.
out.
Yeah, ever since that game, these teams seem to like hate each other.
Yeah, there was.
Oh yeah.
But what was like 4 fights broke out in the middle of the game.
Yeah, Deebo called James Bradbury, one of the Eagles' defensive backs, trash.
Yep.
Says he did not regret it. Like this just seems like a rivalry. That's like
It's definitely. I mean, they're both NFC teams. They're both competing for the
meet each
the
other
bye week
again.
too. The bye week as well. Any other players you guys want to?
Let's talk about A.J. Brown and Charvarius Ward.
All right.
That was
back
pretty
and forth.
entertaining. They were going back and forth the entire game.
Okay.
And I also think the corners, obviously from last year, we had like a problem with the Niners, and their corners really did not play well at all. And like this year, they're starting to step up in that category. So yeah.
Yeah, we saw A.J. Brown on that opening drive. He had that big third down catch went for about, 30 yards?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had about 2 of those. But Travarius Ward did get his pass deflections, 1 in the end zone.
Yeah.
So
Was he locking up A.J. Brown?
It was
kinda
AJ Brown
iffy.
still had a game. He still had a pretty good
Still a
game.
good
He
game.
had some yardage. No touchdowns, I don't think, though,
No
right?
touchdowns?
No
That's pretty good,
touchdowns.
though. That's pretty good.
They're taking shots back and forth.
Hmm.
We can flip the subject now to, who was it? Mike Evans?
Mike
Evans.
Evans
He had
it
a
was
good
the
game.
eighth season within
Yeah.
1,000.
10th season
Killed that.
10th season.
with 1,000 yards. And
Yeah.
Pretty sure that ties the record of Jerry Rice with most.
Oh, yeah.
yards
He's
consecutive
like second
seasons.
place right now. He's up there with Hall of Famers.
Mm-hmm.
do you guys think that Mike Evans is a Hall of Famer?
Oh, yeah. Most
Eventually, yeah.
definitely. Yeah, I mean, he's, in my opinion, one of the most underrated wide receivers.
He's not talked about a lot.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Maybe not.
In the start of the season, everyone like talks crap about him, I feel like.
Yeah.
In the start of the season, he's putting up like consistent stats, getting touchdowns almost like every game.
No, like,
Mm.
He's a Hall of Famer.
you want a
in my
reliable
opinion.
receiver? Yeah, Mike Evans.
Mike Evans, yeah.
Yeah. And like also like look at their quarterbacks that they've used over the years.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
Caught balls from so much people.
Oh, yeah. Also,
It's
too, I
crazy.
mean, if you even look at fantasy, you have like Cooper Kupp, who's projected sometimes at 17 points, puts up 6 points. Coming back from injury. You have other players, too, projected really high. Then you have Mike Evans, who's projected at like 13, and then he puts up like 40.
I
Yeah.
believe he had 41 this past week.
I mean, Baker Mayfield, obviously Tom Brady.
Yeah,
But
Tom Brady, yeah.
later years.
Mm.
And then Jameis Winston.
Winston.
Jameis Winston threw a lot of yards, but a lot of picks at the same time.
Yeah. A lot of passing attempts. So,
Mm.
I mean, it's impressive what Mike Evans does. Like, and he's like in his 30s now.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
Think,
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
He's an older wide receiver, and he's still doing it.
10 years in a row. Wow. Yeah.
And then who else did good? It was
Jamar Chase had a game.
Jamar Chase.
That was
had
an
a game.
interesting story. We had
Very good, yeah.
Jake Browning, a Folsom kid, actually, quarterbacking for the Bengals. He went undrafted coming out of the University of Washington,
Yep.
and he had a game.
And he also has the record for most touchdowns in a season, like as a high schooler, I'm pretty sure.
He does.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
actually, I think he had,
He is a graduate from.
I think I saw a video.
Folsom
I
High
think he
School.
had 96 total touchdowns that year.
Wow.
Holy crap!
Wow.
Yeah,
So
he's a.
Really cool story.
That's
What's his
what
name
Folsom
again?
does.
Jake Browning.
Jake Browning.
Jake Browning is a graduate from from Folsom High School. You know,
We wish.
kind of bit of a rival from Rockland High School, but it was a cool story though. He's
Yeah.
was in our area. Now he's in the NFL. He gets a chance. Joe Burrow gets hurt. He steps in. He did pretty
Yeah,
good.
He balls out. I think he had 2
He
touchdowns.
did pretty good.
2 touchdowns,
Did pretty good.
no picks, I think.
I mean,
He
last
came out
week-
with the win.
Last week, how did he do? He did,
Yeah, he had a start last week after Joe Burrow initially got hurt.
and that's hard. 'Cause
It's
you're not
defeat.
expecting to go in when you got
Middle
Joe
of the game,
Burrow.
yeah.
Mhm.
But then this week, he really steps it up. Deep touchdown to DeMar. I think that was like 60, 70 yards.
Yeah.
Cool to
Impressive.
see.
But Trevor Lawrence.
Oh man.
Sorry, fantasy owners.
Oh man, Trevor Lawrence. He got hurt. He got hurt bad too.
He cannot walk after that.
Do you know any? Yeah, it was bad. Is there any other injuries in this week?
Injuries this week. I don't think so. But Justin Jefferson is coming back.
Josh Jefferson is
Oh,
coming back.
Good
That
week
was a good
for
one.
some
That was a good
fantasy
one.
owners. Devon A. Chain,
Man.
Justin Jefferson.
Hey, if you think about it, this guy right here has the best team.
His
but
name
it might be too late.
his name in fantasy football is the fantasy ER. At
It's
one point,
rehab.
now it's rehab. At
one-
one point, he had how many people injured? He had A Chain.
4 starters.
He had 4 starters.
Anthony Richardson, James Conner, Justin Jefferson, Devon A. Chain. And then I moved quarterbacks to Justin Fields, who then
Yeah.
was hurt for like, I think it's 4 weeks he was out.
Yep.
And
It's been a rough
Jameer
season.
Gibbs has been like producing. Like
Yeah, he had
really.
4 straight games of over 20, and then the Lions don't like that, I guess, so
Yeah.
they stopped using it for the past 2 weeks.
What is that? Like, hold on. Let's dive into that a little bit. They don't want to use the young guy, so they want to use Montgomery.
Mhm.
Why do you think that?
No idea.
Like,
So let me take you over just the statistics last game.
okay.
David Montgomery had 18 carries. Jameer Gibbs had 8. So David Montgomery outcarried him, outsnapped him by 10 total attempts, right?
Yeah.
Jameer Gibbs still had more yards. I think he was averaging over 6 yards a carry. I think David Montgomery was averaging something like 3.
Okay.
There's no reason that he should not be used more.
I mean, I get if they want to use a certain running back, because they did it last year too with DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift and David Montgomery.
DeAndre Swift was the better running back, and for some reason they used the other guy more.
Mhm.
Who is not anywhere close as good as DeAndre Swift.
No,
DeAndre Swift is now on the Eagles, got traded from the Lions, and doing pretty good on the Eagles now, but it's the same situation. They're just doing it again, I feel like.
Yeah.
I think that's like, kind of just something they do. Like that's how their offense
I think that's
works.
I think that's how they like their offense is so spread out, kind of like the Niners. Like their offense is so spread out. Like they can use Jahmyr Gibbs, but like when they use him, it can be effective. But when they use David Montgomery, it can also be effective.
Yeah, they're both really good running backs, but I feel like in the end you got to use the young guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, he's going to be your team's future.
Exactly.
Like he's shown his potential. Like
Yeah,
you gotta
like
use
when they did play him, when they have used him like effectively, he has been putting up those numbers, and like I bet they know, because
They got to.
when they drafted him, you could also like see their reaction. They were all like
Yeah,
Oh
very
yeah, you saw
ecstatic.
that video. The whole entire line staff was freaking out.
Yeah, like happy to. I mean, I think they're not gonna like let go of this guy. He definitely has something.
No. Injuries in general throughout the whole season.
Bad year for quarterbacks.
Bad year for quarterbacks.
Bad year.
Name some quarterbacks. I think Joe Burrow got hurt in
Aaron
preseason.
Rodgers to start.
Joe Burrow got hurt in preseason. Came back. Aaron Rodgers got hurt like week 1
Yeah.
or
Didn't even
week
get
1.
a yard in the season.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 snaps done for this, like done for almost a whole season. Who else got hurt? Matthew Stafford was still battling an injury.
Daniel Jones is gone.
Daniel Jones is just
Justin
like
Fields
messed
was-
up in the head.
He was
So
hurt
was
for
Justin
about, like
Fields.
4 weeks.
So was Anthony
Yeah.
Richardson.
Anthony Richardson's shoulder.
Anthony Richardson was a big one. I really
I know.
Quarterbacks are
wanted
just
to watch him.
getting
He's
hurt.
So good.
They're getting hurt left and right. I mean,
It's not good.
it's not good.
I mean,
at
not
all.
even quarterbacks too. I mean, there's like other players like Jalen Phillips.
Jimmy G
Yeah.
got hurt, right?
Yeah,
Jimmy G.
you got to talk about. Is this a turf problem? Do you guys think? Do you guys
Oh,
know
yeah.
Jalen Phillips
Okay, yeah.
in the Jets game? He
Yeah.
got off the ball, no contact, and his Achilles just popped. You
Isn't
can see
that
the
isn't it
video.
like the MetLife?
MetLife Stadium?
Isn't it like?
Yep. I think it's
Aren't they
Jet Stadium.
known
That's like
for
the
that?
worst one. Yeah.
They're known for having a messed up. Like,
Mm.
what was it? What year was it? Nick Bosa got hurt at.
Yeah.
MetLife?
Oh,
he did.
yeah.
That was a
Nick Bosa got hurt
2020
at MetLife.
that was like that was our
2020.
worst. That was like our worst
That was
injury
your
game.
worst,
Like
yeah,
a
that
lot
Like
of.
you had like
That was a year
the
after
49ers had
the
like
49ers went to the
4
Super
or
Bowl.
5 injuries.
But like one thing I gotta talk about is they talk about like obviously like head safety, like concussion safety,
Yeah.
like, but obviously like making new helmets, like new technology. But like, I think what they need to like work more on is non-contact injuries. Like they don't pay enough attention to that aspect.
I know it's
I
happening.
mean, it's
so
hard
much.
to like.
It's the most like devastating
Protect it.
injuries in the game.
Because what players want to do is they want to be loose. They want to be able to move. So I mean, if you really protect it, they'll be like possibly like restricted. So I feel
Yeah.
like it's hard to treat those, but definitely they should like look into that. Because
Yeah.
like for example, linemen don't need to move that much. Maybe, and I feel like they don't have a lot, but I mean, it's happening a lot this year. Non-contact injuries, just so much. Like Kirk Cousins,
past 2 years, I think.
Kirk Cousins as well.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins was like running, and then all of a sudden it was it his Achilles?
I think it was right.
Just like
Who-
it.
Who knows like where he's gonna go after the season too?
Oh yeah,
I
because
think-
Joshua Dobbs came in. Joshua Dobbs came from was he for the Browns first last year? A little
Oh, yeah,
bit.
he's
He was
all
on the
over the place.
Titans.
He was
He's
all
on
over the
He was on the
place.
Steelers, Titans, Browns. Started for the Cardinals this year.
Yep,
and
did
now
pretty
starting for the
good, but it's
Vikings.
just the Cardinals. They're
Yeah, he's doing all
not
he
very
can.
good. But then they goes to the Vikings. Viking doing pretty good against with him.
I like how
Mm.
Josh Dobbs is on the Vikings.
Oh,
And like
yeah.
seeing Justin Jefferson come back, like who knows
It's
like
gonna be
how
exciting.
good they're gonna be.
Joshua Dobbs can throw it. He had a rough game. Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, he
like for
did.
like
He-
3 picks.
three
It was
picks.
against the Bears, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
I mean, you have quarterbacks are gonna have that. He's young too. I mean, even though he's played for more teams than
He's a smart dude too. He's an
He's pretty smart.
aerospace engineer for NASA.
He-
Do you know that?
I did not know that.
I
yeah,
did not know
he,
that.
he does internships with NASA.
What?
He went to University of Tennessee for aerospace engineering, and he's worked with NASA before. You see him like all over the place.
I like Josh Dobbs.
Smart dude.
He's an
Good guy.
astronaut, bro.
But also Devon A. Chain. All right.
Oh, he's coming back. You're excited about that one too.
He's on this
I
guy's
swear
team.
he is the best injury team ever.
Yeah.
Thank
He
you.
is the
Um,
best injury team.
But he hasn't skipped a beat at all.
Something I noticed though, when he had that big game against the Broncos because they were winning by 60
Oh my
or whatever.
gosh. Yeah, didn't he have like 70 points? Was it
Yeah,
70
for
or
that-
60?
Yeah, he had 60 points. I'm pretty sure. And then for that, like, 3-game stint that he was actually playing,
Yeah.
he would only average, like, 8 to 10 carries. But he
Mhm.
would get that one big play, that one big 40-yard touchdown that would just
Like
get him a
boost
bunch of
fantasy.
fantasy points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
basically like win you your game.
Yeah.
But this game, we didn't really see that from him. We saw a lot of consistent runs, not that big, huge run, but he did end up with 2 touchdowns, about 25 fantasy points. So, yeah.
Still pretty good. 25,
Mm.
you will 100%.
I would take 25 all day.
I'll take 15.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Over
Yeah.
10 is like, I mean,
I
that's
feel like
what
we
you
just
want.
have to talk about Falcons in general. Falcons in general.
Falcons.
Just, I don't like them.
Arthur Smith.
Because
That's
I
the
have
problem.
Bijan Robinson on my fantasy team. And for a good, 4 weeks, they did not use Bijan.
How's he been playing recently? I haven't.
He had a good game last week. Okay game this week. He's been, last couple weeks, he's been pretty good. But 8 weeks ago, from
I feel like he'd be gone on any other team.
no, he would. They would use him so much. And I mean,
It seems like a coaching problem. We've seen this before. With Kyle Pitts.
yeah.
Wouldn't
Kyle
take
Pitts,
him
how is Kyle
4th
Pitts not
overall
doing
as
good?
a tight end? He's like the highest drafted tight end
He's
ever. I'm pretty sure.
fast, almost as fast as wide receivers.
Yeah,
He's
a
almost
receiver in a tight end's body.
yes. He's a receiver in a tight end's body, and they're not using him.
Falcons really just don't know how
They
to use
don't
their
know how to
pro-
use players,
They
Yeah.
don't.
and I don't know why they're using Ritter. He's not good.
Yeah.
He is not good. Taylor Heineke comes in, and all of a sudden they start actually doing good. Right when Ritter comes back, Heineke goes.
I think
goes
they
out.
just use him to give him, I guess, to, I don't know.
I get they're trying to maybe develop.
Yeah,
him 'cause
develop
He
him.
is the younger dude, but Heineke has been put into these situations before and did good. Tampa
Yeah.
Bay led them to. Didn't they lead them to almost the NFC Championship?
A wild card. It was
Yeah.
a wild card.
They led them to a
They
wild
almost
card
beat
game.
the Super Bowl winning team, the Buccaneers,
Almost, yeah,
that game.
literally almost beat Tom Brady. Taylor Heineke almost
Yeah.
beat the GOAT.
And
Controversial right there.
they're,
Controversial.
they're almost there. They're a good quarterback away, maybe some few defensive pieces from being
Yeah.
a good playoff
Yeah.
team.
They
young.
they did look good at the start though.
They did.
Yeah,
they did.
Well, 4-2.
Bijan Robinson's first touchdown, you see that, you're like, oh, this guy's going to be a star. How do you not
Yeah,
use him?
week one got a touchdown, and then all of a sudden nowhere.
He was making one-handed
Non-existent.
catches.
Oh,
Should've
yeah.
seen his camp tape. Oh, my, he was routing dudes up.
Oh no, it was he's also with Bijan. He's practically a wide receiver as well. He lines up in the slot, which also for fantasy is great because PPR one catch. If a receiver catches the ball, it's 1 point.
1 point. Boom.
So boom, that's a free point right there. And usually, one rushing yard's not 1 point.
It's like 0.1.
It's like 0.4 or something. So
Yeah,
they have to
so-
get 10 yard, or I think it's 0.10. Yeah, so they have to get 10 yards to get 1 point.
Which is
Takes a
Oh,
lot
it's hard.
sometimes.
Yeah, it's hard, but let's talk about the Titans special teams. Did you guys see that?
Wait.
2 blocked punts.
Yeah,
two
like,
punts
dude-
blocked.
Oh,
from
that's
him.
right.
and the punter
Did he get?
yeah, he got demolished.
Got drilled.
I mean, I think looking back the Packers Niners divisional game 2021, that's where you just see that see teams is actually a
Yeah,
big
that's how-
aspect.
Oh yeah,
That's how
it'll
important
change
it
the
is.
game. If
Like,
you don't
Colts
miss,
defense did me good this week.
huh?
Colts defense did me good this week.
Yeah, I know. Went up against them. Only reason why I won against Brady this week in fantasy was because of was only because of Deebo Samuel. Only because of Deebo Samuel.
55
Deebo Samuel
points.
saved me. I was down by 30. And all I saw was Sam Laporta. Who else did you had? A-Chain and Colts defense. And I was like, bro,
How
this
much
is
points did
not
you put
it.
up this week?
150. I think.
150?
150-ish, yeah.
Oh yeah, that
And
was
I
about
won
my
by 30.
You got 180.
Yeah,
Right.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
I was
Oh
watching-
yeah,
I
that's
was-
my boy.
I was watching this, couldn't tell if I was happy or not. I know I was going against him in fantasy, but that's my team.
That's no, I feel that. I mean, I'm a Seahawks fan. Didn't got some beef. I'm the odd one out. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
This kid's been bullying me since 6th grade.
I feel like Seahawks have been been an okay team over the
They
past
have.
couple years.
Ever
And
since
they have the weapons too. I feel like.
Russell Wilson's last year, and then ever since he left,
Just I don't know.
We don't
Haven't
talk.
been
We
the
don't
same.
talk about the Russell Wilson season. We don't talk about the Russell Wilson. His finger was literally a 90-degree angle.
Ooh, don't know
Oh
about
my
that.
gosh.
So
I mean, that's where Gino came in.
Gino came in. He did all right for just
For his
stepping
first
out.
season, he was
Gino's
great.
just been doing all right.
First season, he
Gino's
was really
was
good.
doing all right, but now
this season, want to talk about it?
no,
No?
you don't want to talk about that. He's
But I
It's not
do.
been that great.
he's been okay.
I do
He's been
see.
okay. Been throwing a lot of picks.
I do see potential in like that team though. Like obviously the receiver core is obviously like really.
Oh
good.
yeah,
Kenneth Walker's
Ken-
young.
Kenneth Walker as well. Zach Sharp. Like we drafted actually pretty good
The
this year.
CBs, that CB room is crazy.
Oh yeah, like
Two-
we have a good defense on paper.
Mhm.
We don't have a D line, but
What do you
on
guys think it
paper,
is? What do you guys think it is? Is it the coaching? Is
It might be
line?
coaching, to be honest with you. I
Pete
mean,
Carroll
I
might
think
have to
Pete
go.
Carroll is
That's
just.
been a speculation, I think, for a couple of years now.
I think
Carroll's
I think
coming
we
to
just
an
need new
end.
coaching because I feel like how do you not do good with
They have so much potential.
we have in my opinion we have like also one of the best linebacker cores.
That
we have-
linebacker core
we
is
have
good.
Bobby Wagner, Devin Bush, Jordan Brooks, some other one. Jamal Adams comes down. Jamal Adams is a hard hitter.
Yeah.
And then our safeties are good. Our corners are good. Don't really have a D line. We just got a guy who's pretty good. Like our defense is there. Our offense is there. Maybe not our offensive line, but we can't do anything.
Yeah.
The Seahawks can't do anything because it's got to be coaching.
Mm.
They can't
Coaching,
they're-
and then they need that one piece on the D line that could just take over a game.
Yeah,
They need that one dude.
D line's becoming very important in the NFL. We got T.J. Watt, Nick Bosa,
Yeah,
Hawkins. It's not Hawkinson.
because Aiden Hutchinson.
Aiden Hutchinson's doing pretty good. But I mean,
Because
who else? Like, would it be like,
sacks, they could be game-changing plays. Third down sacks, huge.
Oh yeah, because it's like third down sack.
Yeah.
They're bumping it back as well. It's not like you get a stop and it's now
Mm.
4th and 1. It's now like 4th and 6.
And it's also prone when a sack happens. A fumble is pretty
Yep.
common
Yep.
nowadays.
I mean, I feel like it's also like sacks are going up, QB injuries are going up.
Yeah.
Got to be
exactly.
connected.
What do you guys think about the Niners versus Packers? I mean, sorry, Chiefs versus Packers. Like, do you know their
That's
refs?
crazy.
The refs, like
Oh,
at the end of the game.
Yeah, there was a play where Chiefs
MVS.
wide receiver Marquez Valdez-Scantling running. This would have been probably a game-winning touchdown. The Packers dude literally jumps on his back.
He's on him.
Yeah,
Like,
I saw that. Yeah, I
It
saw
is-
that.
And there's a lot of social media, talk about should this have been a flag. And in my opinion, yeah.
Man.
But I also think the Chiefs also had like a good shot because I mean, look, when Marquez Valdez-Scantling caught the ball and then he was trying to get out of bounds, like I don't think that was forward progress. I think the clock still should have been running. It's like either way, like it goes both ways. It's just not. I don't know. Like if that didn't happen, the Chiefs wouldn't have that play.
No.
Yeah.
So
I mean, with what's his name too, Patrick Mahomes. He's doing a lot of stuff with no wide receivers.
what he has.
He's got Travis Kelce, but Travis Kelce has to be blocking sometimes. Travis Kelce, like he almost goes out for a route every single time, but he's a tight end still.
Also, the thing is,
He's not much in the slot.
when that's their only offensive weapon that defenses have to worry about,
Exactly.
they're going to focus
They're
on
just
him.
going to focus on that, and their wide receivers can't do anything. You've seen week 1, Kadarius Toney, Patrick Mahomes threw a pick week 1 because
Pick
Kadarius
six.
Toney literally it went in his hands and went through his hands into the DB picked it off, and that was I think since week 1 everyone knew
the
Chiefs
Chiefs
were going to have trouble with wide receivers.
The Chiefs aren't playing like the Chiefs. I really think that the Chiefs, like front office, I really think they let Patrick Mahomes down.
Oh yeah,
They did.
They really
yeah.
got rid of all of his weapons. I mean, they had Tyreek Hill. Who'd they get rid of last year?
they had McCole Hardman, but then they got rid of him. He's back now.
He's back, but
he's
they
still
don't
not
use
doing
him.
it. He still don't use him. I mean, with Tyreek Hill had a game. He's been having a game every single week. He's on the Dolphins now. He got traded from the Chiefs to the Dolphins about 2 years ago. He's on out this year. Didn't he say that?
He's in the he's many people's MVP's pick this year.
Oh yeah, 100%. He's averaging almost like 50 points a week in
He's
fantasy.
on pace to break the 2,000 yards.
Yeah. And then
That
what,
should be
what
a
else did he say?
record.
What else was it? He said that Tua, his words, he said Tua was the most accurate quarterback he's ever worked with. And he worked with Patrick Mahomes. And he said he's saying Tua is more accurate than Patrick Mahomes.
Which is a pretty bold thing to say.
Very bold.
Talk about MVPs. Who do you guys think is like in your top 3 MVP race so far?
Okay,
Top 3 MVPs.
I'm starting with this. The leagues, I'm pretty sure Brock Purdy's number 1. Dak Prescott and Jalen Hurts are both, I think, tied for MVP
Really?
odds.
Dak Prescott.
Yeah, so those are the top 3 according to the league right now.
The league. Yeah. I heard they were talking in the Eagles game. They were talking about Brock Purdy as a potential MVP candidate, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like hard to like put it on, but like I really think that Tyreek or who else?
We're gonna take a quick little break, real quick, and then we're gonna come back and continue this in a minute. So we'll be right back after this quick break. Hi, welcome back to Live from M5. Thank you for waiting in the break. We're back now. We're just gonna pick off where we left off. We were talking about the MVP candidates. So let's just go around. Who do you think is gonna be MVP this year?
My personal pick is Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
My personal pick is C.J. Stroud. I think he's been going off recently, and I really think as a rookie he has a shot winning MVP.
Yeah, I mean, I feel my pick is I have 2 in mind. Jalen Hurts and Christian McCaffrey. I'm more leaning toward Christian McCaffrey, but I feel like that's mine.
How many games did he go in a row with a touchdown?
Christian
Tied the
McCaffrey.
record,
Oh, it was like he tied the record. It was almost like every game since he was on the 49ers,
Was it
right?
17
Since last year.
games?
Yeah.
It was like 14 or 17 games.
Yeah,
I forget.
it was he was like touchdown every single game except one game, but no, he has the most rushing yards for a running back, the most receiving yards for a running back, consistent touchdown almost every game, and he's in in an offense filled with full of other
weapons, yeah.
weapons, and he's still making a huge difference.
Yeah. I really think they've gotten better since last year. Like, they know how to use all their weapons effectively. So
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the 49ers share the ball so much.
oh yeah.
They're on pace, I think, for 4 offensive players to have over 1,000 yards.
yeah.
So this is not even like a 49ers based like podcast, but like they've been so good this year and they have so many weapons. There's so much to talk about. I'm not even a 49ers fan, and there's just so much that they have.
And
Not even fair. But you said Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill, yeah. So he is like Raheem Mostert does get his rushing touchdowns, but he is single-handedly that offense. Jalen Waddle's not having the best year.
Yeah.
He's on pace to break 2,000 yards. And it's only week 14. There's like 4 weeks left or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's about to have the best receiver season of all time if he keeps it
Yeah.
up.
He's up there with Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson. I mean,
I don't think this has any receiver broken 2,000 before.
no, he would be
I
the
don't think
first.
so.
I think they
The
got
first?
1,900 something.
Yeah, that was Calvin Johnson. He has
yeah.
like 9,000. He has 9,000. He has 1,956. I think
Yeah,
that was
something
one
like that.
season.
He's
yeah,
on pace.
that'd be
He's on pace to break 2,000. I mean, you check the stats every game. You see 50-yard touchdown Tyreek Hill, 40-yard touchdown Tyreek Hill. You go
Every-
against him in fantasy, you lose. Like
yes. Also, too, with him is like with MVPs, it's always a quarterback. I feel like it's always a quarterback. It's never anything else. All the other subcategories are like offensive player, like all those other MVPs. It's always the main MVP is always a quarterback. Was it Aaron Rodgers last year? Who was it last year? Or was it Patrick Mahomes last year?
Last year was Mahomes, but
Patrick
I
Mahomes
think
was last year before that. Year
Aaron
before that
Rodgers
was Aaron
back to
Rodgers.
back.
Year before that was Aaron Rodgers.
The
And then it was Lamar Jackson, I think. It's
Lamar,
just quarterback,
yeah.
quarterback. It's always.
I'm pretty sure the last non QB to win MVP was Adrian Peterson.
AP, yeah, 2011.
So it's been quarterback for about over 10 years now. And so
So-
hopefully this is the year that they
Yeah.
change.
Also, the thing is like, there's a lot of quarterbacks having a really good year, but none of them having that standout MVP.
Oh
year.
no.
Like
none
no
of
one's
them-
playing like insanely out of this game.
Oh
Like,
no.
That's what we see every season too. But I don't know.
I mean, that's one thing with you said with C.J. Stroud.
I think ever since like week 3 or 4, he's just been like effectively
That Tampa Bay
changed that team. Like that team,
Yeah.
we thought at first, like, oh, CJ Stroud is gonna be another bust,
Yeah.
But like he's really proved himself to be like a future, like this guy is
Yeah.
the Texans' future, basically.
Yeah, he's about to have probably the best rookie quarterback season we've seen
I know.
ever. And I feel like that record's been broken time after time. Like Baker Mayfield, Justin Herbert, now C.J. Stroud.
Yeah. I
It
mean,
seems
also
like a cycle. It just
with him too is before he got drafted, he got a lot of hate before the season started because he took that test that every quarterback
The
took,
IQ.
like he says.
and he did terrible on it, as they said. So they thought he was not. They thought he was going to be stupid. They did not think he was going to do good at all. He's outplaying everybody. Every rookie quarterback, he's outplaying them all. He's making good decisions. He's balling out. And they said he was going to be like the worst one and that the Texans messed up. But no. I mean, the Texans are still not really the best team, but their offense has changed.
Also, I love their wide receiver QB duo. The two rookies, Tank Dell and C.J.
That's
Stroud.
such good
And
relationship.
you sprinkle in a little bit of Nico Collins as well. It's like it's those two. Nico Collins was like, I didn't even know he was in the NFL, and then now he's
last year.
now he's going off because he's C.J. Stroud.
Even their third guy, Noah Brown, is having some really good games.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Oh,
150 plus yards.
Do you think the Texans getting a new coach, D'Amico Ryan, do you think that like has changed them a lot?
Oh, it's got to be.
I mean,
wasn't D'Amico right? Was he
yeah.
on the Dolphins?
Niners.
He was a
the
Niners
coach?
defensive coordinator.
Ah, shoot. Here we go. Niners again. But I mean, the Niners he was the 49ers defensive coordinator last year.
Yeah.
Did they?
2 years ago, I think.
2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Were they? How were they 2 years ago? They were
49ers?
Was that
2 years ago.
2021? So
That-
they
we
made
were-
it. They made it to the NFC Championship.
Yeah,
that
actually.
was the year when they
That's
made
when we
the
had a
NFC
rough year,
championship.
but then at the end of the year, we started to
Clutched
pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, y'all still had defensive weapons. But yeah, I feel like that is a good one. We are seeing like coaches and stuff, like a lot of defensive coaches stepping up to the role of head coaches, and they're doing really well. Like, not really the Jets head coach, who was also a 49ers coach, but he stepped into the role. Great future. Got a whole bunch of good players, but then
Yeah,
I
that's
think they
Aaron
have been
Rodgers
playing
got hurt.
better.
That's
they've been-
unfortunate for him. I mean,
Yeah.
he stepped into that program, got Aaron Rodgers. Everyone was saying, "Oh, this team might win the Super Bowl,"
got Brees
and
Hall,
he gets hurt.
Sauce Gardner,
And then like,
Garrett Wilson,
Suck.
and then he gets hurt.
and Mike McDaniel's, former 49ers defensive coordinator, now
Oh,
a coach
it's-
for the
Oh
Dolphins,
my gosh, bro.
who's having one of the best offenses
Just
maybe
stop
ever.
talking about the 49ers. But it's just hard not
They're
to.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Gosh. And then,
I really think the Dolphins, like I hope they don't fall out like they did last year. Obviously, like the Dolphins looking like the Super Bowl team last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Then this year, they're
They're
basically
better.
playing. They haven't skipped a beat really.
That's one thing, too, actually. Now that I think about it, like, Tua should be in the running, in my opinion. Tua should be in the running for possibly even, like, comeback player of the year. Bro
Yeah.
got, like,
Oh yeah, he did have that
he
bad
got
head hurt. Or the head concussion.
such a bad concussion last year. He was
He couldn't control
like,
what he was
couldn't.
doing.
No, he could
was
not
tensing
control.
up.
He was tensing up. He was, I don't know. It was bad.
Yeah.
Like doctors were telling him not to play football anymore. They were telling him to stop.
Oh yeah.
They were like, "Do not play. You're done."
He didn't
He's
stop.
back now. He's back now, and he's
Yeah, he's doing good.
doing pretty good. And that's the
Yeah.
one that Tyreek Hill says he's the most accurate quarterback, even though he's like kind of half brain dead now. But he's still doing good though.
I think the Dolphins won that trade, getting Tyreek Hill.
Oh yeah, 100% they won that
Yeah.
trade.
You can't get Tyreek Hill and lose the trade.
Oh yeah,
Like,
like you can trade away like two of your best players and you get Tyreek Hill. You'd be like, yeah, that's fine.
But I did hear Tyreek Hill he's gonna finish this contract and he's retiring after that.
I heard that.
Really?
Yeah,
He'll be about-
he said that himself.
Dang.
He'll be about 30 or something, 33 maybe.
Ah, yeah, no, that's around the age for like a
Forget.
skills player. That is
I remember
around
him
the
talking
age.
about that. Yeah.
It's gonna be sad.
Yeah, the other awards. So we got
Offensive player
There's
of the year?
offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year, rookie offensive player of the year, and then rookie defensive. So for offensive side, who do you think got that for just regular, not rookie yet?
Usually, what they do is give MVP to quarterback, give offensive player of the year to like a skill
Just
position,
skill player,
right?
yeah.
If that does happen, I think if Tyreek Hill doesn't win MVP, he better get offensive player
Offensive
of
player
the
of
year.
the year.
Christian McCaffrey,
Yeah.
up there. Who's having some good seasons? But
But
I would go my overall pick, Christian McCaffrey.
I will live by this. If Alvin Kamara was able to start off week 1,
Alvin Kamara.
intentionally offensive player of the year.
Yeah.
But
Alvin
he didn't
Kamara's
start off
looking
week
good.
1 though, which makes it difficult.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he's doing really good right now. He's got a few iffy games, but he's playing for the Saints.
Yeah.
They really will run the ball on like 3rd and 1 with their tight end Taysom Hill. I do not like that guy. And I don't know how teams cannot stop that when they know he's in the back about to get the snap. They should know that he's going to run the ball. But Alvin Kamara is really good. I'm really biased towards him, but I feel like if he started off the year week 1, didn't have the suspension, he could be up there with offensive players.
They use him so much. It's
Oh, they
crazy.
do.
He's touching the ball at least 20 times a game.
Yeah, my top 2 I can think of is CMC and Tyreek Hill for sure.
Yeah,
It's
I think
split
that's just the two.
We don't know if Tyreek Hill's going to get MVP or not. We don't know if the quarterback's going to get MVP or not.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, rookies.
What about defense player of the year? Should we go there?
I will go rookies first. We'll
Rookies
finish
first?
the
Okay.
offensive
Okay.
side, and then we'll go to the
Okay.
defense.
Offensive rookie of the year?
Offensive rookie of the year. There was not a
CJ
lot.
Stroud, I think, literally
I think that's CJ
leads
Stroud.
that.
Like, if he doesn't win MVP, he's gonna win
I don't see anyone else
offensive
doing it. I
rookie.
mean,
who's been a rookie this year that's been stepping up into like those type of roles? I mean, Zay
Bijan,
Flowers.
Tank.
Bijan, Jameer Gibbs.
Not Bijan. I'm sorry. He was
But, like,
stale for
anyone.
like 6 weeks.
Zay Flowers.
Zay
sure,
Flowers. I
out
like
there.
Zay Flowers out there. He was doing a really good job.
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud.
I think
Tank
CJ
Dell.
Stroud.
Tank Dell.
I still
Tank Dell
think
a
she
little bit,
is
but
literally
Tank
just-
Dell's only doing good because of
CJ
Stroud.
Stroud.
CJ Stroud's up here. Everyone else. down
Yeah,
there.
it's
It's CJ Stroud.
if CJ Stroud doesn't win MVP, like Tristan said, he's gonna win Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, I agree.
Now for Defensive Player of the Year, there's been a lot of defensive.
I know there's a
players.
lot of people out
There's
there
a
this season.
lot of
Darren
defensive
Bland
players.
set the record for most pick sixes.
Like, yes, yeah.
Oh, that's right. What, 6?
I think the 5 was the record.
It was
but
5 was the
Oh, 5. Yeah, okay.
and then
Myles Garrett's having a crazy
Miles
year.
Garrett's going off. He's been going off. Who
I-
else? It's kind of
Khalil
weird.
Mack. He has.
Khalil Mack is also he's been like an underdog, like
he
kind of
has-
like
I actually just found. I haven't heard of his name this whole season.
Yeah.
I saw a post recently on Instagram. He has 15 sacks and 5 forced fumbles this season.
yep.
I had no idea.
Yep.
It's like
I only see Myles Garrett winning Defensive Player of the Year. in my
Oh
opinion.
yeah, I don't see because I thought Nick Bosa was going to do really good, but
He's just been okay this season. I don't know.
he's not getting. He's getting the pressures, but not the sacks.
he's getting a lot of pressures, but yeah, but no sacks.
I think he had
There's-
8 pressures in the Eagles
yeah,
game. But
there's
like no sacks almost.
but I feel like it's Miles Garrett. I mean, he hit the what's it called the like the between the leg,
Oh,
and
I
then
saw
also
that,
he
the
just like
basketball move.
goes in, and then he didn't get the sack, but it was a big
pressure and
QB,
it made him
big
go out the
QB
pocket.
pressure. Yeah.
yeah. But
I'm excited about the defensive rookie.
it's a rookie of the year.
I'm a Seahawks fan. Devin Witherspoon.
Devin Witherspoon.
Devin Witherspoon, 100%. Dude is like in college, he was picking the ball and then knocking some people out, and he's almost doing like the same thing, translating well in the NFL.
Also, that 3 interception game against the Bills.
Oh,
Well, I was right. Wait, that was it
that-
Witherspoon
was that Witherspoon? I don't
on the
think
Jets?
So.
He's on the Jets, right?
No, he's on
Oh.
the
Seahawks. Okay.
That's some other dude.
You think of Sauce Gardner?
No, that wasn't.
I think that's
Sauce.
Sauce Gardner?
That was
No,
some.
Sauce
That was
Gardner?
some Jets
That's
safety.
someone else?
Yeah,
It was like-
he had like 3 interceptions against Josh Allen.
I think
Really?
I think his last name started with a W or something.
Oh no, I remember that game now.
Yeah.
I remember
First
that
game of the season.
First game of the season, and then he just kept throwing picks.
He had a bonus from those 3 picks.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
No, but I think Devin Witherspoon 100% is going to win.
Who else?
Defensive
I can't
rookie
even
of the
think of
year.
any defensive rookies right now.
There's not a lot. He's like the only really standout in my opinion. He's up there when they rank every single DB. He's up there in the top ranks
yeah,
as
he's
a
having a
rookie.
great season. He's a hard hitter for a CB. Good in the run game.
Oh yeah. He's definitely a hard hitter. And then what's the other award? There's also comeback player of the years. Comeback player of the year is just kind of a tough one.
Tua.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Tua.
Tua, who got injured last
The
season?
league might just by default give it to DeMar Hamlin though, because of how severe it was.
I get that.
People are like, he shouldn't get it because he's hardly playing, but other people are like, oh, he almost died. Come on, just give it to
yeah,
him.
that is true because like you don't know if he's still dealing with it. They haven't really talked about it.
Yeah, he's been on and off the field this year.
Yeah, he has. I mean, it was just the right thing to do. You're like, if you have a heart attack, it's not like you hurt your leg.
Yeah, no,
If you hurt your leg again, you're gonna live. You hurt your heart again, it might not live.
But I think, who's that guy on the Seahawks who tore his ACL and he came back like super quick?
Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams also did.
That was a quad injury. That was some guy, he recovered in like 8 months.
Jordan Brooks.
Yeah, it
Jordan
was
Brooks.
unbelievable.
Jordan Brooks, he
And he's
got
like
hurt like what?
January,
Yeah, I want to say it was January, and then he came back like
that. I mean, it's
came back quick. He came back quick.
ACL repairs like getting faster. Like back then, like 30 years ago, like if you tore your ACL, basically you're done for like forever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
noticed
then
that.
recently it's been like a year.
Yeah.
No one's coming
Yeah.
back in 8 months. I feel like.
That's like, have y'all seen those videos of Aaron Rodgers at Jets practice throwing?
Yeah,
and
Aaron
tossing?
Rodgers,
Like,
he's back.
I keep
Aaron
seeing
Rodgers is
that.
back.
And I'm
Like,
pretty
he
sure
might come
he
back for
can
playoffs.
come back, but like they're not
Yeah.
gonna play him.
And then I
'cause
see like there's
Here's-
no way he comes back.
here's
And I
what
see he might
happens.
come back for the playoffs. It's interesting.
If he plays, I feel like the last 2 weeks of the NFL, I feel like they might give it to him. Because that'd be a crazy comeback. Gets injured first game, comes back the last 2 games, and if he wins those,
I don't think it will.
I think Achilles tears are a little bit more severe. I think I know you're not supposed to do anything for
Oh, yeah.
at least a year.
oh yeah, it's
So,
not
like-
even like 3 months, I don't think, and he's already like throwing the ball. He's got was he helmet and pads on too? I swear to God, he was
know,
helmet and pads
maybe.
on one time.
Even if he can come back, I don't think they should play him because, basically, like you're pretty much out of the playoffs. There's no point.
Yeah, don't risk it. Don't
Just-
if you guys are like their Jets are completely out of the playoffs, don't play him.
Get 100% for next year.
Yeah.
And you have a better shot. So,
Yeah.
I really think they shouldn't play him.
Coach of the year.
There's a few candidates here.
Coach of the year.
What immediately comes to my mind is Lions coach Dan Campbell.
Campbell,
He
yeah.
like turned that program around. What, 2
Very
years?
much. Yeah.
Last
He had
year-
a rough first couple years,
Oh
but
yeah,
then
last year they were
he's just been
the
developing.
worst team in the league.
It's been
and now
developing.
They're 9-3, has some off games, but they're like a solid contender.
Yeah, they've just been developing and developing. I mean, they what do you do? Yeah, like last year they were not good.
Who won last year? Was it Kyle
Sure.
Shanahan last year?
It was
Who won
I
last year?
almost want to say it was not the Steelers coach. Was it?
No.
It was not. 1 year it was.
Might have been.
It might have been Dan Campbell last year.
No,
Because they
it wasn't.
almost made
No, it was the Giants coach.
Oh,
It
Brian
was the
Dable,
Giants
yeah.
coach.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was the Giants coach.
It was.
having some problems right now.
Oh, definitely have some problems. The lip reading people were saying that, talking to Daniel Jones, they said that he might be telling Dan,
That
like,
team is in shambles.
they're like, do you want me to get like someone else? No, it's the Giants are bad, and I feel bad for Saquon Barkley.
You know who's an interesting take? I don't even know his name, but the Colts head coach, he lost his starting quarterback, Anthony Richardson.
Okay,
and
yeah.
they're 7-5 right now. They're on like a 4-game win
That's
streak,
not
I
bad.
think.
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
If
I
they
think-
if they continue to do
With
this,
Gardner Minshew,
if they continue to do this, he might be a good candidate.
what's his name again? It's the
Another-
it's not what's his name anymore. He got fired.
Frank Reich, yeah, he just got fired from the Panthers now. he was the Colts. He went to the Panthers. Now he's fired.
So
I
what's
have
the
n-
current? What's the
I have
current
no
Colts?
idea. Colts coach, I have no idea. We're gonna look it up.
How do we not know this?
Another candidate, I
How
think
do
D'Amico
we
Ryan.
not know this?
D'Amico
Yeah.
Ryan could possibly.
Yeah,
He turned that team around basically. What was the record last season? Like they went 2 wins.
they're bad. Yeah, they're second overall pick. So
Shane Stein.
That dude.
Stinkin.
he's having a good year for what he's working with.
We'll just call him Shane. Can't say his last name.
Not the best receiving core.
Not the best. They got one.
They're young.
They got
but
one.
like
They got one.
no one's really like that
Standing
guy.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% agree. Yeah, so we got Dan Campbell, D'Amico Ryan, and then Colts coach Shane.
And
Shane.
I feel like
Can't say
every
his
year,
last name.
Steelers coach Mike Tomlin. How does he win with this team? How are they? What 7-5 now?
They are?
I think so. This
What?
is the worst offense I've
This is
seen.
terrible. They're terrible. Well,
They're
last night.
worse.
Well, last night they were.
Their defense though, if you let how much 21 points the Patriots
I
had?
think it was like
Yeah, hold on,
21-18.
hold on.
If you let the Patriots score 21 points, that's also a problem.
We're recording this on Friday, the day after Week 14 Thursday game.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So when we previously recorded, it was still like the end of Week 3, Week 13. But now Week 14 has officially started. But what Tristan's saying is, Steelers play the Patriots. Did the Steelers win?
No.
They didn't think. Okay, because
They were
I
worth
watched
10
I watched like half that game, and I joined like halfway through the game, and Patriots were like destroying them.
Yeah.
It's crazy. On all of their wins, I heard they've had less yards than the team they beat. I don't know how they end up winning games when their offense cannot move the ball.
Who?
Steelers.
Steelers. Yeah.
The
No.
18 points was like, I swear, their highest amount of points in like the last 5 games.
No, they. If he wins,
What do you guys think about George Pickens? Do you think he should?
Oh my, George Pickens wants to leave.
Get him out of
He
there.
definitely
done.
wants out of that team.
He's done. You see him on the sidelines. He's just like head down, just like looking at the
He's
ground.
always mad. Did you
Give
see what
me
he did on his Instagram a few weeks ago?
Didn't he like unfollow all the Steelers?
Yeah, he said on his story, "Free me," unfollowed everyone. I don't know what it's like now, but I kind of want to check that.
So the Steelers got rid of Matt Canada as their offensive
Oh,
coordinator.
Yep, that is.
Do you think that backfired on the Steelers?
No,
No.
I think it's good that they.
They needed a new guy,
They
but
need a new
their
guy.
offense is still not good.
Yeah, offense is still not good.
It's not going to be like, oh, Savior, our offense is good now,
Yeah,
but they do need a new guy.
Yeah, but definitely getting rid of him is good. They were calling some like weird plays. Like, I think they were running it like 3rd and 8.
Ooh, Najee Harris.
Oh my dude, how did Najee
One of the
Harris
slowest running backs in the league,
go from like one of the best running backs 2 years ago to getting injured to doing absolutely nothing in 2 years? Just changes.
I know. In college, he looked like one of the most athletic backs. He was hurdling dudes.
Oh
Now it's
yeah.
just-
Also, like one of the most physically built running backs. Like he's built.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
he's
built. He's built.
He was fast, but I don't know what happened. I think he just like, I think that injury just messed him up.
Yeah, that injury. Yeah, that does happen, but
Some players know how to bounce back from an injury. Some players just don't know what to do when they get injured. They don't know how to bounce back.
I think we're seeing that with Austin Eckler right now.
Austin Eckler's
I think, last
he's
game
not
he
doing good.
was either 14 carries for 18 yards or 18 carries for 14 yards. I forgot what it was.
Not good. Not good.
Also, we've seen that out of Jimmy G. Pre ACL tear, he was actually looking like
was
a
little
good.
mobile.
He was pretty good. He was all right. I mean, Jimmy G's like
I think we went on like
Eh.
a 4 or 5 game win streak when we first got him.
Yeah, and now
And then-
he almost looks scared every single time he drops back in the pocket.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he got folded back like a. You literally went.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Raiders in trouble.
No, yeah. There's so many teams in trouble. Quarterbacks in trouble. New coaches. A lot of rookie. I feel like.
Yeah, a lot of teams have just like been sort of disappointing this year.
Oh yeah. I feel like there's anything else you guys want to talk about?
You know what's going to be interesting? Next year's comeback player of the year.
Next year's? Oh,
So many quarterbacks are hurt.
injuries.
Nick Chubb, that
Oh,
Oh my! Oh, we
if he has
forgot
a
to
do
good,
not
if he
forget about Nick
plays,
Chubb.
Do not forget about
if
Nick
he has a
Chubb.
good year next year, like that injury was, oh my god.
Do not forget about Nick Chubb.
If y'all don't know, his leg.
I had him on my
Sideways.
fantasy.
His leg seriously bent back the opposite direction you need to go.
I was supposed to
It
do.
was bad. But
So if he has a good year, I think he's gonna he's
Definitely
like
come back in the
next
year.
year's favorite.
I'm thinking about Aaron Rodgers,
Roger, of course.
Nick Chubb. If Kirk Cousins doesn't
forgot
retire,
about Kirk Cousins. I think he's gonna retire.
Yeah.
Joshua Dobbs is taking.
might
over.
hang it up. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like we covered a lot.
covered everything.
I think we covered a lot. We good?
I think
Yep.
we're
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
You
Well,
guys.
Trying to hang out the cleats.
This has been live from M5, recapping you on week 13. Hopefully we can do this more often and get the opportunity to do so. So
Gotta cover them playoffs.
yeah. Cover the playoffs. Give you some tips for also fantasy playoffs. So stay tuned. Thank you.
Peace.
Hi, I'm Trey, part of Rockland Media. If you liked your podcast, go ahead and like and subscribe. And if you'd like to read more articles and learn more about your campus, go ahead and visit rocklandmedia.org.